Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents Scents. So today I went into what you could basically consider the capital wasteland of fragrance shopping websites. Amazon.com. It's a good website for a lot of different things, but if you're buying the majority of your fragrances from Amazon, I'm sorry to tell you, you're probably not doing it right. But yeah, I went to Amazon.com and decided to take a look at the best-selling fragrances on there for men, which makes me say, why are you buying these? What are you doing? Stop! So let's go ahead and take a look at that top 10, the best-selling men's eau de toilette fragrances on Amazon as of this video. And I'm gonna pretty much just roast all of you that are buying these. Sorry. Now I will have them linked in the description. Feel free to check them out down there. And if you would like some codes to different fragrance websites, including twistedlily.com, Lucky Scent, Sauvant Garde, Max Aroma, or Triple Traders, pause the video. Here's some codes. So yeah, like I said, Amazon.com, we all know it. It's basically spanned the entire globe at this point. And they have a boatload of fragrances on there to choose from, a whole bunch. And they sort them in probably the worst way possible. Basically, if you go to the beauty section of Amazon.com, there's men's grooming after that. And they have it based out around cologne, eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and eau fraîche, and maybe body sprays? Maybe not, but I think. Which is just such a strange way to sort things because cologne is not eau de cologne, it's just men's fragrances. And if you sort by bestsellers there, it doesn't actually give you necessarily the best bestsellers. Yeah, it's weird. So what I did is I took a look at the eau de toilette top 10, which is what we're gonna be going over here. And at number 10 is a fragrance that you can get for $16.75. Again, as of this video, Nautica Classic. Wait, that's Nautica Blue. That's right, because I don't own Nautica Classic anymore because it's not worth owning. Now, to be fair, at the price point that you can pick this up and Nautica Classic for under $20, even if you don't like it, that's not too big of a deal. But still yet, those fragrances at this point, they do smell pretty cheap and dated. It's a very synthetic smelling, generic, fresh out of the shower type deal. And yet somehow, those Nautica fragrances just always sell on Amazon. They sell extremely well. And they have for as long as I can remember, actually. And part of me thinks it's just because it's Nautica, so it's a brand that people at least have some awareness of. And then when they see that it's under $20, they think, that's a great deal, I'll buy it. Number 9 is a fragrance that I don't mind quite as much. It is Aqua Dijo, the original from Giorgio Armani. For $61.98, you can scoop up a 100 ml size bottle of this. Now, Aqua Dijo, much better than Nautica. Of course, it is much more expensive than Nautica also, but it's worth it. That one I can't hate on too much because it's still a best-selling fragrance nationwide. So we're talking Macy's, Sephora, basically any store that carries Aqua Dijo, it's still selling. So I would expect it to sell on Amazon as well. And it does. Now, personally, I would go for Aqua Dijo Profundo or Aqua Dijo Profundo Lights or Aqua Dijo Profumo, if you can find it, or Aqua Dijo Parfum, or Eau de Parfum, or basically about anything at this point. Now, it is one of my most loved fragrances of all time, even though it sounds like I'm hating on it, I'm not. It's just, I think one of the more modern takes on Aqua Dijo would be probably better fragrance overall, but it's one of those deals where people get comfortable wearing something and they want to keep buying and wearing that same thing, so Aqua Dijo. Number 8 is a fragrance that I don't actually own, and it is called G. Yeah, that's the whole name. And it's an Aqua Dijo clone that costs $8.08. So the 8th place fragrance is a clone that costs $8.08. Yes. Now, clone fragrances have come a long way in the last few years, especially. I mean, at this point, it seems like there's a new hype beast clone that smells almost identical to a very popular, very expensive fragrance coming out like every week. I don't think that G for $8 is gonna be all that great. Yeah, that seems like the type of fragrance that's gonna be packed full of carcinogens, spray it on your skin, go ahead and get yourself some sweet cancer action going. And it probably smells like rubbing alcohol mixed with vodka, basically just alcohol. I do understand the appeal. Aqua Dijo obviously is still very popular. And when you see a potential alternative for $8 and you're shopping on Amazon, you figure, what the heck? And you throw it in there. I wouldn't do that though. Honestly, if you're looking for a very inexpensive fragrance that's gonna smell a bit like Aqua Dijo, Perry Ellis 360 Red is gonna be my recommendation to you. Number 7, Drakkar Noir. Now we're talking. $32.02 on Amazon as of this video for good old Drakkar Noir, which is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Yes, maybe it's a little played out to some people or a lot of people. Yes, the presentation, very cheap looking, but it still smells fantastic. I love this stuff. And it's even vaguely reminiscent of like Sauvage Elixir. So the DNA here still works. You thought I was gonna roast this one? No, Drakkar Noir is freaking awesome. And to see it in the top 10, I'll take it. Even if it does make me question who is buying fragrances on Amazon. Number 6, The Dreamer from Versace. What is this doing in the top 10? I don't know. $37.98 for that one right there. I really honestly feel like people just see Versace, the name, and then they sort by cheapest and then see The Dreamer and they're like, wow, I'll take that. It's Versace, it's gotta be good, right? I just can't imagine this outselling all the other fragrances that they have on Amazon's website, and yet there it is. It can be divisive. A lot of people do not enjoy the opening of Versace's The Dreamer. I actually think it smells very cool, very unique. Nice tobacco fragrance, good aromatics in there. So The Dreamer, while it's not a fragrance I dislike at all, I actually really enjoy it, what is it doing here? Number 5, Club de Nuit Intense Man, which makes a lot of sense. Basically, Club de Nuit Intense Man seems to be a best-selling fragrance on every single website that carries Club de Nuit Intense Man. I think if you sort by eau de parfum, that this has a couple listings in the top 10. So yeah. I also think that if you buy this from the Eau de Toilette listing on Amazon, you'll probably still get the eau de parfum because I think they don't make the eau de toilette anymore. I could be completely wrong about that though, so take that with a pinch of salt. Of course, Club de Nuit Intense Man is a clone of Creed's Aventus, the most well-known Aventus clone. It does have an opening, kind of like The Dreamer, that can be a little divisive. Doesn't smell like The Dreamer, just that some people don't dig the opening because it has kind of a lemon cleaner vibe to it, but as it dries down, very easy to wear, great performance, and a big compliment puller. And it has been hyped to heck and back, so not a surprise to see that one there. So number 4, almost in the top 3, and this one is strange because it was actually, I think, number 4 and 5. So they had a listing for a 2.5 ounce bottle and a 4.2 ounce bottle, and they were right next to each other. And since it's the same fragrance, I just combined those and then basically shifted the list to get 10. It is Light Blue from Dolce & Gabbana, and I have to say, if they combine the sales from those two listings, I would imagine it'd be in the top 3, if not number 1. Still though, even with it being 2 different listings and not combining the sales numbers, number 4 is not a bad place to end up. And Light Blue Pour Homme has been another bestseller ever since it came out. This does go back to what I said about Aqua Dijo, where personally I'd go for one of the new ones. I'd probably go for Forever or Italian Love or even the new Summer Vibes or the Intense version. But people stick with what they know and what they like, and Light Blue is right there, number 4. I can't hate on the fragrance. I know it's successful. I know people like it. I think other ones would be better, but is what it is, Light Blue. Number 3 is also from Versace, and I swear it goes back to what I said with The Dreamer. It's Eros, but more specifically, it is a 0.17 ounce bottle of Eros, not 1.7, 0.17 for $10. So essentially a tiny baby bottle, a little 5 milliliter sample size bottle at number 3. And I do wonder how many people have bought that over the years and been like, oh man, I got a sick deal on Eros, $10. And then it comes in the mail and it looks like it got hit by the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ray. Yeah, depressing. Eros does make sense as a top seller outside of the gimmicky pricing thing on Amazon right now. Very sweet, very powerful, a good clubbing fragrance, really a good all-around fragrance. Nice apple note in there, lavender and ambroxan, as well as vanilla. Big people pleaser makes sense. Number 2 is another Versace? Yeah, Mano Fresh. $42.95 for that one, but at least it's not a tiny dinky sized bottle. Versace just has a stranglehold on this list here. You've got the Dreamer somehow, Eros, and Mano Fresh. All they need is Versace Pour Homme and Dylan Blue. Unfortunately, they didn't make the top 10. So Mano Fresh, this one has a nice freshness, a tropical sweetness to it as well. And it seems like it's had a little bit of a resurgence here lately. It was in the top 20 best-selling men's fragrances in the US list that I did a while back, which was a surprise to me at the time. But now that I pay attention to it, I see it popping up all over the place on these websites. Very easy to wear stuff. It makes sense why it would be a bestseller on Amazon, I guess. This is just such a weird motley crew of fragrances to me. Nothing really new here. Like, none of these are new releases, and some of them have been out for quite a while. Number 1, Voyage. This thing right here, I swear, has sold more product, more bottles through Amazon than probably anything outside of the Club de Nuit Intense Man line. It's just always there. It's inevitable. You can't escape it. You go on Amazon, you look at the best-selling men's fragrances, Voyage, 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 Voyage is always there. $19.81, so right about 20 bucks. And to be fair, this fragrance has been hyped forever as one of the go-to men's fragrances. If you're just getting started out, you're trying to build a collection, you want a nice, cheap summertime scent that's fresh, aquatic, clean, that could potentially get compliments, that has decent performance, Voyage. It has a nice little green edge to it, which with some of the new green fragrances that have been coming out, almost makes Voyage a little more modern once again. A green aquatic? Yeah, that's in style. A little boring to see it all the time in the Amazon bestsellers? Sure, but there it is, Voyage. Number 1 best-selling men's eau de toilette on Amazon. So here we go, there is your top 10. Outside of that should be Nautica Classic, and we should have G in here, which sadly I don't have. So let me know what you think about this top 10. Who is buying all these fragrances from Amazon? All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.